This video is just going to be an introduction to the website we'll be using to create your web pages, and I'm going to show you just a little bit of HTML. The next video will be a little bit more about CSS. Okay, so first thing, go to replit.com, R-E-P-L-I-T, replit.com, and click sign up. When you sign up, just use your school Google account. So we'll continue with Google and just click on your school account. Takes it a moment, but creates an account for you. Now for me, I've been using this for quite a while. So if I click over here on my REPLs, you can see that I have many different REPLs that I've created. So it's important when you create a new REPL, because you will also be creating quite a few. When you create a new Replit, it's important that the name you use is something you'll recognize later. So first thing we're going to do is choose the language. For me, I've been using Python and HTML a lot. So if you don't see HTML pop up right away, you can just start typing HTML. Okay, so if we click on HTML, it brings up this really horrible name, quick-witted far-flung monitor, that makes no sense. So what we'll do is rename it to website intro. We'll keep this public because most people are going to see this. We'll keep it public and we'll create the REPL. Okay, the nice part about Replit, when it creates an HTML folder for you, it already puts that boilerplate code that we talked about in the last lesson. It puts that all here. So right now we have nothing in the body, so our web page is just a white page. If we run this, anything we would add would show up here. This is our output area. This console tells us if we have any errors, any mistakes, but this is where the output would show. And since we have nothing on our website, this is a blank page. Another really nice way to do this is if we click this little arrow here, this will open your web page in a brand new tab. So if we click on that, this is now the URL for my website. Anybody that you want to share your website with, you give them this URL and they can see your web page from their phone, from their computer, from their tablet, wherever they want. Okay, so let's go over here and look at this boilerplate code. We've talked about what all of these lines mean. Let's talk about this title. This title right now says repl.it, Replit. And if you'll look at our website, up here on the tab, that's where that title goes. So we can name this. Let's give it a title that actually makes sense. Let's just call it First Web Page. Now, if you go over here to your web page, you can just refresh and notice now the title changes. Okay, let's just add something simple to the body just to see that this is working. Let's add a simple p tag. This is my first web page. If we run it here, we can see this is my first web page. If we refresh it over here, we can see the same thing. Whichever you like to see, this is kind of nice to see it in a full page, but this sure is convenient to just press run. It's completely up to you. So that's a p tag. Notice that I put the p tag in the body. All of your code, all of your content will all go in this body tag. We're not going to be doing anything with JavaScript, but I'll leave this line of code here, this script tag here, in case when you're exploring you find some JavaScript you'd like to add. I'll leave it there so that you can add it. But I'm just going to create myself some space. Notice everything is inside of the body tags, so everything I do from now on will go here. Okay, let's also try an h1 tag because we've talked about that. This is a heading. Don't forget to close your h1 tag. Okay, if I run it, there's the heading. If I refresh my web page, there's my heading. Okay, that's a good intro. That's just HTML and Replit. In the next video, we'll talk about how to add some style to this page.